Okay, guys, hello and welcome. Welcome to this episode of Board Games. I'm going to be looking at the board game of Totopoly, which is something from my childhood. Now, there are actually many different versions of this you can get. This particular episode of Board Games, I'm just going to show you the two I have, which are like incomplete. But what I want to do is kind of restore them. Now, when I was a kid, I had this version. This isn't the one I had, the exact one I mean, but it's the same kind of edition, era, whatever. It came here. Now, essentially, Totopoly, for those of you who don't know, you get two boards, which is depicted on the front of this one here. And when I got into the game in my teens, mid-teens I suppose it was of the type that fit together like jigsaw pieces that became quite popular. And so on the first board, it's basically a horse racing game. You have the stables, two different stables, one slightly higher prestige or whatever than the other one, but you train your horses essentially, and then when you've done the training, you turn over and then you race them, or you enter them in the race and you can bet on them and all that kind of good stuff. It's quite, I found it quite exhilarating, quite a good fun game to play. So without further ado, let me show you what's inside. But before we do that, I'll put that to one side. Now this here is an older version of Totopoly, which I managed to pick up in a charity shop. Now I don't know, it's been some time since I've looked at these. I know they're both kind of incomplete. I think the other one's missing like pieces or whatever, but I just want to show you the difference in because the later one that I had, although it's probably classed as an older version of it now, had plastic horses, whereas these older ones, classic one, had metal horses. So I'm hoping to look into that. May even be paper counters now, I don't know. But anyway, let's open this one up. So there's not a lot in it here. Ooh. Now what we've got are the betting slips. Now these were the all the different horses. So that's just pop them to one side. You didn't need to bet on them as such. I do remember these cards though. These are the cards. Well, the white ones are a disadvantage. The cards look to be all there actually, and the coloured ones related to the colour of the horse, which were like black, red, yellow and blue, giving you advantages in the race, which you picked up as you trained. Right. Okay. Money, of course. There was money involved. Like any... See, when I first saw the game, I thought it was like going to be like Monopoly, which I was completely wrong. So more of these cards here. So we're missing the pieces on this, which is a shame. But which is just the horses, mind you, which you can pick up separately. I can't remember what these cards were for. I don't think there was anything else here. No, that was literally it. So, let us just have a quick look at the board. So, like I said, on the one hand, on the one side, you got to play this. Oh, this one is actually a folding board, unlike mine, which was snapped together like a jigsaw. So I got that a bit wrong. So this side, and this is exactly as I remember it though, represented the training of the horses. Sorry, that's my phone going off there. Just a good reminder for me to put it on to silent. or at least to buzz. I am expecting a call, so I'll put that over there. Yeah, so you put your coloured cards on these and your disadvantage cards there. Now, these are the names and numbers of the horses. Now, the blues and the yellows were the slightly lower class of horse. They were cheaper to buy. It was easier to get different things for them, but they weren't that much of an advantage. Whereas these ones here are more expensive, and although it costs more to train them and for the advantages and so on, the advantages were greater than for those. So yeah, so you go round once with all your horses to train them. Once all your horses are trained, you got to enter them in the race, which was here. So you started here, you went around here and did all the stuff, and when you got to this bend you had to keep to your own track. And yeah, so it was a good game. I remember my friend and I, we had many good games of this. So let's just have a quick comparison to see. So what I'm hoping to do here with this game is to restore at least one of them. I think that was the original intent. But let's have a look at the older version. Games were kind of more, what's the word? Well, like anything, better quality. So here's your big board. Now look what I've got here. I say it's been so long since I've seen this. So the board, same deal. Same trainers reports. You know, it's all the same here from what I can see. We'll just look at this. What it is missing is the veterinary surgeon report and the owner's club membership, which I did have on my version. No. Yeah. So it's looking like, sorry to knock the camera there, but it's looking like it's the same board. You could probably use the newer board if you so wished. The other side, same deal, exactly the same. I believe it's the same. Yeah, use only one dice for the race. That's it. Yeah, so you use 2 dice on the training of the horses, and the 1 dice on the race. Now there's more components to this one, and as I'm looking, in fact, what I'm seeing here are plastic horses, possibly from the other game. See, this is how it differed. It had metal horses in one version of the game, the older version. See, Marmaduke Jinx, he was a good horse. Metal. Marmaduke Jinx, plastic. Now, I had the plastic ones, obviously, you know, but I think metal is better. So what I'm proposing on doing is kind of touching up the paint jobs on these. Although that said, I think I'm missing a blue horse. It's not bad. See, these are all in a bad state. These are all in a bad way, these horses here. They're broken. I suppose what you could do is get little miniatures of jockeys riding a horse and put numbers on them to make counters. There's definitely no metal counters in there. So you had 3 of each colour. Let's take these to one side. I think I must have had a slightly older version of this game because that was it, lightweights and heavyweights. Now you had 3. Let's just take these yellow ones here. They're all in a bad, battered way. Number 8, Night Era. Number 7, Play On. Looking for... Sorry, number 8 was Priory Park. Number 9 was Night Era. You see, I got number 12 here, Elton. And number 10, King of Clubs. Dark Warrior was the greatest. Well, I always thought the best. So that's him. So we've got 2. Right. So we've got 1 missing black one as well. These could probably be tracked down on eBay and the like. Now what I have here is a spare metal rider from another game, obviously. Now thing is, he could be repainted black or blue. And what essentially that means is if I can get any other colour horse metal, I could paint it, strip it and paint it the right colours. Wow. The money here. The reason I'm taking all this out is so that I can look under the cardboard here. The money was bigger in this older version of the game. I don't. Yeah, there's no. See, even these older boxes had better storage capacity. I don't think there was anything hidden under here or here. No. So, well, that's good though. So that's what I'm going to do. I will obtain another metal horse somehow. I mean, I got this board game. And if I look at the old, or the newer but older, the newer horses here, say most of these are in disarray, but I got too many of them. These are like more than one set here. So you could play with these, but you know, older plastic horses, and they're all broken, most of them. In fact, the red ones, the lighter red ones, are all okay, they're intact. These yellow ones are okay, they're intact, and could probably get a set of blue ones out of it. But number 3 is okay, number 2 is okay. Yeah, they're okay. But there is a few broken ones here. And that's the trouble with plastic counters, they don't last. These stand the test of time. So what I'm going to do is I fully intend to strip them down, repaint them back to their former glory. I'll probably even paint numbers on them as well. I might sand down the bases a bit so they're a bit more stable. See what I did there? But yeah, so I've got one spare horse I can strip and repaint. So I'll prime and paint him up. I'll strip them all and repaint them. See if we can use Abaddon Black for these. Can use Fiston Red, maybe Calgar Blue, and Uriel Yellow. I don't know. At this stage, I'm not sure. So yeah, so there it is. I'm going to pack these plastic ones. I used to know exactly how to play this game, obviously. My friend and I knew it down to a T. I think we had as good a time with this as we did with the likes of Monopoly. I really do. And yeah, we had a good time. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pack this away now. So this really goes in with the other set, that one. Yeah, these must be cards for the betting. As from what I can ascertain, I don't recall using them. We didn't bet, so I'll just put them back in the other set. So I'm hoping to make a good set out of this with all the cards. So what I will need, I've got rules here, general idea of the game. Ah, yeah, that's it. Short game and long game. The short game is just basically the race, I think. So I've got sets of rules. And the short game. Yeah, definitely no excuse for not knowing the rules here. Got loads of rules. So we'll be able to do that. Right, so I'm going to pop this away. And but yeah, it's just a general idea of it. It was a horse racing game, which I think you can still get. I'm not entirely sure. It is by Waddington's, or at least it is now. As you can see here, yeah, Waddington, manufactured by John Waddington Limited. Copyright 1949. Says by the makers of Cluedo, the great detective game. It's when board games were, really starting to take off, I think. So yeah. So that is what I'm going to do. I intend to come up with one good version of the game. By utilizing all this, and this will all be repainted and put back to its former glory. At least that's the plan. So yeah, I need to look for Totopoly spares. So you get the metal horse. That's how it would have looked. When you open the box and you see it, I love looking at stuff like that. That would have been great to see. I know we're missing the one horse there. But like I said, I will get hold of, the others. I will, because I do that. That's what I do. I'm good at that. I'll put all the rules in here. And I'll put the board back on. I probably wouldn't use that board. Probably use a slightly newer one. Yeah, so that's that one. And this box, needs sorting out as well. Taping up the sides and so on. But yeah, I think it's a rare find to find a game like that. Even this one, by today's standards, this is quite old as well now, 1972. And yeah, but this is what I'm going to keep. And there, like I say, the money did get smaller in the newer versions. I don't know. I dread to think what they're like now. Hopefully with the cards I'll be able to have a full set, you know, out of all of them. And that's it. That's Totopoly. On the back of that, Totopoly, the great horse racing game, or the great race game. Owners buy and train horses for the big race. The better the training, the better the chances of winning. But this is racing, and there's no such thing as a sure winner. Even a long shot can cause an upset and win, and it's true. It could. It really could. And that was the fun of the game. So thank you for indulging me in this kind of look at Totopoly, but it's also kind of an up and coming what I'm going to be doing board game wise, and rejuvenating it. And you know, I'll get it all looking good again, hopefully, and I'll have at least one playable version of the game, because it is a good game, and I did enjoy it. So thanks for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I will see you on the next video. Bye for now. Bye bye.